Weatherman Sam, man in the big green hat. I'm here in Bankhead National Forest, one of the far upper reaches, one of the streams. It's kind of gambling again, eh? May or may not be waterfalls, but I always find something. Had a lot of rain this past week, and this area looked good. It's the place I wanted to explore for a while. And I think I've said the last couple of videos, it's just nice to have a walk in the woods sometimes. And today is going to be that day again. Love how wide and open the woods are. There's no underbrush here at all. There's nothing. Just at the top of the hill there. It's not even clear cut it for storm damage. Not sure which. The green is sedges. The other green is moss. Come down to a little stream intersection here. It's obvious coming down that I really don't need to go upstream. Well, I may check that beech tree for carvings. Let's see. These two little streams join here. Both of them produce a pretty good little amount of water. As you saw from where I pointed it out up there, all it takes is one nice spring and you get a gusher. The water is moving now out of that little spring. It's a real pretty little spot here. Small cascades. Look how steep the banks are, covered in moss and little ferns. There's another little stream that's joining in. And this may be the biggest waterfall we find today, coming over this tree root. It's going to be one of those times where you don't hear me talk about hemlocks or the Hemlock Zone or any of that kind of stuff. Because they're not here. Everything around is deciduous trees. All of this at one point in time, including the hemlocks, would have been clear cut. Because you could get down into these canyons and do that. You don't have the walls to block it or whatnot. So you can't always use that as a guide for finding waterfalls or for finding the starts of canyons and that kind of thing. In places like this, you just have to rely on topo maps and the aerial imagery and a good gamble. Love the way the water meanders and bends so quickly back and forth through the landscape here. Oh, look at that. The hole, there's a spring coming out of that hole, joining in. Oh, that's the first trillium of the year. The first trillium of the year. It's cause for excitement, folks. It's wildflower season. So much pig damage through here. It's unfortunate. It's such a pretty place. CF. Oh, here's an old one. Let's see if I can read it still. I don't know. There's like W EB. And I can't read the last of that. This is 1-9. This is the 2. And that's 2 degraded. pretty little spot. I love the sound of it all. I can see some small evidence of an old roadbed coming down through here, and also see how crisp it changes to the land there. Headed up that way, perhaps up that hillside. And this old tree with the carving is sitting right at the junction of these two creeks. Streams, creeks, whatever you want to call it. I've just been standing here for a minute, just kind of taking it all in. There's no huge bluff walls. There's no monstrous waterfalls. There's no trails. There's no trash. There's no sound except the water rushing over the leaves and the rocks. And my feet crunching through the leaves. It's nice. Found this hole next to the creek. Random little rocks placed in some spots. Leads me to believe that this is an old moonshine still site, even though it's not quite as conical or nice as a lot of the others that I find. A bit degraded. They were always built up with these kind of rocks and things adjacent. There's a perfect place for one here. Yeah, now we join the main creek here. Much wider. Look how flat it is. No real evidence of rocks or bluffs. Little narrow drainage there interests me. We can find a way across. Come across several piles of stones here. This side, there's one there, there's one up here, there's one to the far left over there. It's like a number of people buried here. There's a fifth one there. There's evidence of an old road or something coming straight through here. But this wouldn't be the kind of thing where you would put a bunch of big old rocks off and pile them. These are small rocks. There's no big beech trees to look for carvings on, unfortunately. No history as to who might have been here. Almost appears to be a rock line coming through here instead. And I'm noticing the blobs have started up just a bit now. So that may be something to explore in addition to the creek. down by the... Ooh. Yeah. So I was down by the creek and looked uphill and saw these interesting rock structures. That's obviously knocked away up. I want to get up there and check that out. You can see the old road bed here and follow what almost looks like a little trail up. These were stacked stones that have fallen over into this area. There's kind of a ring of rock that goes around this area of stacked stones here. And then this area that's been dug out, all kind of stonework. And you have this long area here of stonework that's partially collapsed. And then this huge pile of stones. And we're uphill. You can see the stacked stones down there. I wanted to come take a look at this bluff. There's another set of stacked stones. That one almost a marker, or a spot marker. And this feels like an old roadbed. And it's a little rough around the edges maybe. Yes, this was definitely, that's definitely man-made. Huh. It's worth noting. These rock mounds are oriented north-south. Huh. And it flittered off before I could get a good view or ID on it, but that was the first butterfly of the season 2. A while since I walked across the tree. Last couple of times had not, well, it resulted in me falling, so. But you get great views of the water from this height, and well, being in the middle of it all. Some rather tall trees. And look at this, some little rocks moving back into the landscape here. It's nice to see. This is split leaf two-port coming in the bloom here. There's the regular two-port, if you want to call it that. I like how it's kind of mixed with the other. Lots of it around through here. Good sign. Been wandering along, looking at all these rock features and having to glance down and see that. But creek still has my main interest. This little blue hole over here, the rapid. I kept hearing something. Oh, that's not a blue hole. Oh. That, my friends, That is a rather large spring. I haven't seen a spring that large and kind of self-contained in several years out here. That is wonderful. Kind of note the height difference between it and the main flow of the creek here. Oh, what a perfect spot to eat lunch, right on that rock, huh? If I can find a way over, I'm going to do just that. There's another view of that spring. Just rushing out from underneath the boulder there. Small little cascades here, bumping down. In the distance, that looked like a blue hole. That's pretty cool. You can see those plants. I don't know what they are. I don't know the name of them. You always see them blown long and linear in the spring water. They like it. Well, I found a little side stream. I decided to go up to compare it against the topo. This I think actually stands a chance of giving us some little something in terms of a waterfall. We're not going to go too terribly far up this. Not even a quarter mile, I don't think. And just see what can be seen. And come back.